Welcome to JEB'S CD Universe.
Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel, JEB'S CD Universe. It is my year-end wrap-up list. I'm going to count down my top 100 CDs of 2025. It's a lot. I just couldn't narrow it down anymore. I'm excited to show you all these amazing CDs that came out last year. I'm a little late getting this list out, but it was a lot to narrow down and kind of decide what to talk about. And really, I'm used to just talking very briefly about like kind of personal experience with albums, not like about the albums. So we'll see what I do with this. I think last year I ended up buying about 150 new releases in 2025, so I had to eliminate about 50 albums. And yeah, so this is my top 100. Let's get started. Starting with number 100, Clipping, Dead Channel Sky. It's probably my least favorite Clipping album. It's still good and very interesting, but it makes the top 100 because of a song that I played a lot called Dominator. It's just very frenetic and exciting. Number 99, These New Puritans, Crooked Wing. I've been a fan of These New Puritans for a while. This album isn't as exciting as some of their earlier work, but it is produced amazingly. It's just so pretty to listen to. The lead vocals don't really jive with me, but the rest of it is so beautiful to listen to that it makes the top 100 at 99. 98, Tooth, and this is called Labyrinthine. I've struggled to say it before. I'm gonna struggle again. Labyrinthine. Anyways, it is female-led stoner metal, and it's got really good punchy beginning. The first couple songs really kick butt. I like the screaming, far off vocals in the background in the first couple songs. Then it kind of drones on and becomes same soundy. Same soundy. I made that phrase up. But anyways, still worth a listen for sure. Tooth, 98. Okay, 97. Sam Fender, People Watching. Just real good, kind of reminds me of Bruce Springsteen, Heartland rock. I put it on at work a lot. It's just something it's very appealing to the masses, but still very good. 96. Destroyer, Dan's Boogie. Dan, I can't remember his last name. Starts with a B, I think. Is the dude behind Destroyer. This is his 100th album. It's very good, like all his other albums. The first couple songs are really great. But then again, I just don't find myself listening to it like I do some of his other ones. But still, totally worth a listen. At 96, Destroyer, Dan's Boogie. 95, Weather Day, Hornet Disaster. It's kind of like an emo indie rock kind of sounding band. I have to be definitely in the right mood. It's very, what's the word? It's just, there's so much going on to it. It's like an hour and 20 minutes probably. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of some kind of other epics like The Microphones, The Glow. But like emo. Very good. 94, we've got Ashniko, Smoochies. Just really fun, hyper pop. 93, Dark Side, Nothing. Nicholas Jar's kind of psychedelic Pink Floyd-y sounding band. Here with another great, consistent album. 92, we got it pretty low. I know, I'm sorry, everybody. It is Ethel Cain's Willoughby Tucker, Willoughby Tucker, I'll Always Love You. Of course, Ethel Cain releases her least exciting album on CD. It's the only album she's ever released on CD. And it's still good. I still enjoy it. It's still dark and creepy. And I like that Fuck Me Eyes song. But yeah, it's not as good as her others, at least in my opinion. All right, where was I? I think I'm at 91. Another kind of a letdown to a lot of rock lovers. It's Wet Leg Moisturizer. Perfectly good Wet Leg album. I just don't return to it. It's just nothing too interesting about it to me, but still solid. At 90, I have Corey Hansen, I Love People. It's another album that there's really only a couple songs that I really love, but the songs are amazing. It reminds me a lot of Randy Newman. Just really interesting, funny lyrics, just with kind of characters that you connect to or you hate. Totally worth a listen. I Love People by Corey Hansen. We've got 89. Alabaster de Plume, A Blade Because a Blade is Whole. Just interesting kind of spoken word, jazz, saxophone. Yeah, just really beautiful. 88. Jeremiah Chua and Marta Sophia Honer, Different Rooms. Beautiful, ambient, electronic, great for just in the background if you're going to study or like a dinner party. It's beautiful. 87. Janine's How Long Can It Last? It's like jangle pop, garage rock kind of twee. All the songs are really short, but really just entertaining and fast, and very good lyrics. 86. Tortoise returns with Touch. An album that I still haven't wrapped my head around too much. It's fairly new, but I like it a lot. It's not quite as twisty, I guess, as a lot of other Tortoise, but still very, very pleasant. 85. K Tempest, self-titled, and that's actually the name, self-titled. It's not called K Tempest. It is by far his most personal album. It's all about transitioning and the existence of being a trans person. And it's just really well produced, interesting rap and great lyrics. It's very, what's the word? So personal that it's almost kind of like, oh, I can't believe I'm hearing this, but makes it so interesting. 85, K Tempest. 84. A lot of people probably don't know this one. Her name is Lara Cahen. She's French. This is called it's so hard to see, De l'Être Côté. And it's almost like a throwback to like early 2000s, late 90s. Very beautifully produced, just easy French music. Reminds me of like Camille or something. Yeah, so enjoyable. 83. Greet Death, Die in Love. It's an album that when I listen to it, I really enjoy it, but it doesn't like stay with me for some reason. But it's still really good. Country Girl's great. It's just very interesting, like, I don't know, like alternative shoegaze a little bit. 82. Little Sims, Lotus. Probably my least favorite Little Sims album, but it's still a Little Sims album and it's still fantastic. 81. Arm & Hammer and the Alchemist, Mercy. My first Billy Woods project on the list. Just very, it's an easy hip-hop album to like. 80. Satomi Magai, Taba. It is really just pretty kind of bedroom pop, electronic. She mixes between like English and Japanese. Definitely, I think something that it will grow on me the more I listen to it. It's really beautiful. Satomi Magai, Taba, coming in at 80. 79. Foxwarren 2. It is a band by Andy Schauf. I don't like it quite as much as some of his solo projects, but it's still great lyricism, well produced, just indie pop rock. 78. Kyodot, and this is called Every Rock, Every Half Truth Under Reason. Really interesting album, maybe the most experimental album on the whole list. It mixes kind of a jazz instrumentation with like metal vocals in the first couple songs to more like actual like singing in the last part. But it's just very ambient. It's very creepy but beautiful. Yeah, it's really interesting, very unique. And that is Dot at 78. 77, we just have kind of a fun, what's the word, Electroclash album. Ella Minus, Dia. I like her. She's got almost like a very Russian sounding voice and just fun beats. It's very good. Reminds me of, I don't know, Miss Kitten. Coming in at 76, we got Sprints, All That Is Over. All right, now we've got the top 75. At 75th, Baxter Dury, Alberoni. It reminds me of, it's like a French house, Italian disco kind of sound. Just really well made, fun. And he's just like singing these like sassy little lyrics. He's very machismo. But it's funny and it's fun. 74, Youth Lagoon. Youth Lagoon at 74. And this is called Rarely Do I Dream. It's most subdued record for sure. Interesting little samples in it of his like childhood home videos, I think. But yeah, it's really pretty and it's not quite as interesting as some of his other stuff, but still really good. At 73, Matmos Metallic Life Review, or Matmos. Just really crazy electronic. This has more kind of a classical bent to it. It kind of reminds me of Aphex Twin.
72.
Catherine Joseph, We Were Made Prey. It is kind of, I think it's called just like art pop, but it reminds me of like trip hop, like creepy trip hop. It's kind of throwback, reminds me of Lamb. At 71, we have Jerome Ellis, Vesper Sparrow. This is just a beautiful jazz spoken word album. Really just gorgeous and touching. 70, Disney Blood, self-titled Disney Blood. It's by Ruchika Nayar and Nina Keith, two composers. It's like cacophonous, just so much going on, but really beautiful. At 69, we've got Earl Sweatshirt, Live, Laugh, Love. Just an easy Earl Sweatshirt album, super short, like he does anymore these days. I enjoy it, but I don't think about it much. 68, we have a Japanese progressive metal group called Psy. This is called I Saw the World's End, Hangman's Hymn, something Roman numerals. Yeah, just really amazingly produced symphonic metal by a band that's really consistent. 67, Panda Bear, and this is called Sinister Grift. Not much needs to be said about them, just indie, what is Panda Bear anymore? Indie, electronic, alternative. Just really good listen, good work music again. 66, Other Lives, Volume 5. This is kind of a throwback sound to, what would it remind me of? Almost like, I don't even know what to say, like Muse? But way more interesting. But yeah, check them out. It's called Other Lives, Volume 5, coming in at 65, or 66? 65, we have Dijon, Baby. Not my cup of tea necessarily when it comes to hip hop. It's very fun and it's very well made. And I could see myself being in the mood to listen to it at the gym or something. But yeah, it's still definitely worth a listen. 64, Perfume Genius, Glory. Another album that I like it when I hear it. I just don't crave it. I would listen to, I think, any other Perfume Genius album. But it's still so well made. Perfume Genius at 64. 63, Viagra Boys with Viagra Boys. Just same old from them. Really fun, just kind of pop. What is it? Pop punk, I guess. I love the song called "The Bog Body." It's probably in my top 10 of the year. Just great lyrics. 62 is a band called Teeth, Magic of the Sail. Definitely, I think, my most shoegazy album here. It's just shoegazy with some kind of like orchestration and nice vocals. 61, Cass McCombs, Interior Live Oak. I think it's his best album in 15 years. It's just really beautiful. It's very long, but the progression is really nice. Yeah, I think it's definitely worth a listen if you're interested in like folk singer-songwriter. Coming in at 60, Hand Habits, Blue Reminder. Just beautiful bedroom indie rock. At 59, Alan Sparhawk and With Trampled by Turtles. It's his second album post the death of his bandmate in Low. And this deals with it pretty directly. It's like very raw, and it has that kind of later sound of the Low records where it's so loudly produced, but this is kind of like a folk version of it. But it's triumphant and sad at the same time. 58, Throwing Muses. I am a huge Throwing Muses sucker. I can't resist them, basically. This is called Moonlight Concessions. And yeah, it's just a great Kristen Hirsch album. Super short, very fun rock. 57, Igor, Amen. This is so all over the place. Every 10 seconds, there's a shift in sound. And sometimes that's maddening. And sometimes I like it. It gets a little more consistent at the end, sounding more like kind of like Dead Can Dance. But the beginning, there's some really crazy like beats. And it's metal. Yeah, totally check it out if you're into like experimental metal. At 56, I have Jim Legacy, Black British Music. It's a pretty new addition to my collection, so I'm not that familiar with it, but I liked it. It's a lot of different genres mixed into just a well-produced album. We'll see if it raises in the ranks. At 55, I have another just beautiful indie album by Florist. I love her. She's a lot less sad on this album, but still a little sad. It's called Jellywish, coming in at 55. 54 is Poor Creatures, and this is called All Smiles Tonight. Kind of reminds me of Lankum that came out a couple years ago. It's very kind of like slow Celtic music. But yeah, when you're in the right mood for it, it really slaps. 63, Saya Gray, and this is just called Saya. It's just really well-made art pop. 52, I might be saying 60-something, I might be saying 50-something, I don't know, but this is definitely 52. Saya Gray, 53. 52, Nathan Salzberg, Ipsa Corpora. This is a very minimal guitar piece. I think it's all one song, or at least it comes off as like one set. But there's like long pauses, like 5-second pauses in between some parts. And that's really fascinating. It like gives like this life to it. Yeah, I put it on at a party one time. Well, it's like a dinner, and people said, "Oh, that's too slow to listen to," but I really liked it. 51 is Maria Somerville Lester. This is another one you have to be in the right mood for, but when you are, it really hits. It's very 4AD. It's by 4AD, but it sounds like it from the 80s, and just, yeah, very ethereal, beautiful. All right, we've reached our top 50. Okay, so let's get into the top 50, starting with Agriculture, the Spiritual Sound. This is an exciting band that I think is going to make some really amazing work later. I'm not crazy about the drums too much at the beginning of this, but it gets more interesting. I really like the song Bod Hidharma. Yeah, it just kind of alternative metal? Is that a genre? I'm calling it that. All right, 49. Blonde Shell, If You Asked for a Picture. And this is just great indie rock. It wouldn't be so high if it didn't have my favorite song of the year called Arms. You're not gonna save him, save him, save him. My voice cracked. But yeah, that's an amazing song. And if you listen to it, they're all really well produced songs. But that one makes this go so high up at 49. 48 is just a hell of a listen. It's Imperial Triumph's Gold Star. Just very intense, scary metal. Great when you're in that kind of mood. 47 is somebody else I've been a fan of for a long time. This is Shannon Wright, Reservoir of Love. I found her randomly in college. And this is very well produced singer-songwriter, like piano, guitar. Yeah, kind of rock, but also some sad. Some sad. All right, now we're at 46. And we've got Lyra Pramik, Hymnal. Experimental, electronic, ambient, really cool, just something, I don't think there's anything quite like it on this list. In 45th place, we have McKinley Dixon's newest, Magic Alive. Great, just kind of jazz hip-hop. He's so consistent. 44th, coming a little low compared to some people, and I like it a lot. I think it's my second favorite Wednesday album. It's called Bleeds. Yeah, I think some of the lyrics are just great on this. But then again, I just don't find myself wanting to listen to it that much, but it's still fantastic.
43.
Same kind of thing. Caroline 2. The first song is crazy. It's called Total Euphoria. What is it? The time signature is just insane. And the rest of this is very kind of, like post-rock. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, it's just kind of experimental rock, and it's definitely cool, but I'm not drawn to it that much. Okay, at 42, we have Ichiko Aoba, Luminescent Creatures. Probably the most beautiful album on this whole list. It's just so peaceful, and it makes me feel like I'm swimming in the bottom of the ocean, but in a lovely way. Ichika Aoba. 41. Maybe the only pop album on my list this year. It was kind of a dreary year for pop. By Addison Rae. It's so well produced, and it very kind of like Madonna. What else does it remind me of? Pain is a gun. Yeah, it's just really fun. You know it. I mean, if you know any of these, you know this one. 41, Addison Rae. 40, very not heard of band called Mahole. And this is called Something Soft, coming in at 40. It's like punk. It's kind of experimental punk. I also like the last song that's kind of like a screamy, screamy punk. But yeah, 40, Mahole, Something Soft. 39th is Swan's Birthing. I don't really like the first couple songs on this album, but there is one song, I think it's called The Merging or something like that. Let's see what it's called. It's called The Merge, which is one of their best songs, I think, in a really long time. Just a really long, I guess it's the last Swan's Big Sound album or something. But yeah, still solid. Not as great as some of their other ones, but 39, Swans. 38, S.G. Goodman, Planting by the Signs. Just great singer-songwriter, almost Americana. I really like the song Fire Sign. Yeah, very solid. Another good one to put on at work. S.G. Goodman, coming in at 38. 37, Neki Gemi, She Comes From Nowhere. Kind of fun, reminds me of Saint Etienne. Just like easy pop, electronic, but kind of still interesting and weird. Yeah, Neki Gemi. 36, Yasmin Hamdan, I Remember, I Forget. She is, I think, Lebanese, but based in Paris or London or something. But it's called Arabic pop. It's just like kind of indie electronic pop sung in Arabic. Some songs are really great. I like Shadia and then the title track. 35th place is DJ Haram, Beside Myself. I didn't mean to put two kind of Middle Eastern-y sounding albums next to each other, but it felt that way. This is really interesting, like experimental electronic. It's got features from Armand Hammer, More Mother, yeah, like just really, you know, avant-garde artist. She is very fun, but yeah, there's still some cool like Middle Eastern beats in it. 34th is one album that a lot of people love. It's Clips. It's called Let God Sort 'Em Out. It's amazingly produced. It doesn't connect to me like some other albums on this list, but still, it's so nice to listen to. 33, Alex G, Headlights. Just another consistent Alex G album. I mean, he really can't go wrong. I really love the song Beam Me Up, about like throwing footballs and stuff. It's just sweet and sad and nostalgic. Just great Alex G. 32, this came out of nowhere. Gelly Haha Switcheroo. And yeah, it's about as fun as the cover looks. I'd say it's just really fun synth pop, super good beats. 31, I'm sorry, but it's Rosalia Lux. Yeah, this is another album. Just sounds amazing to listen to. It's so cool to listen to, and it's so well produced. But is there a hit on here? I guess La Perla. But yeah, I mean, it just doesn't draw me in, but I can appreciate what went into it. It's probably my least favorite Rosalia, but still, it's very, very cool. And at 30, we have got Anna von Hauswolf, Iconoclast. This is Anna von Hauswolf, almost optimistic, and she's just, it's just so grandiose and exciting. At 29, we have Chatpile and Hayden Pedigo, In the Earth Again. It's a really interesting album that combines like kind of I don't know what kind of metal Chatpile is. It's like punk metal. And Hayden Pedigo, who is just like an ambient guitarist. And it actually works so well. I like the combo of sounds. There's just a sadness and a scariness. It's like an other world. It's kind of like an alternative world kind of sound. Yeah, really good. 29. 28, we have Nourished by Time, The Passionate Ones. This is a hard album to describe. It's very unique. It's kind of, I don't know, it's almost like I recorded it at home, singing karaoke, but it's still really good. Yeah, Nourished by Time coming in at 28. 27, Rochelle Jordan, Through the Wall. Just amazing house music. 26, 1-0 Tricks Point Never. This is called Tranquilizer. I think it's the newest album on this list. Yeah, 1-0 Tricks Point Never, hardly fails. 25, Claire Rosé, A Little Death. It's her saddest album, I think. It's all just very slow, electronic, classical. But yeah, it's pretty darn devastating for an album without words. 25, Claire Rosé. At 24, Blood Orange, Essex Honey. His most low-key and subtle album by far. But it is so re-listenable and it's just so pretty. And kind of nostalgic, reminds me of Alex G almost. Yeah, it's really good. I love this song, Countryside. Take me away to the countryside. All right, 23, Quadeca. And this is Vanisher, Horizon, Scraper. It's another album that is just epic. It reminds me of like Illinois or The Glow again. It's just got so much going on. It's so long. And it's kind of, I don't even know, like rap. It's like emo. I don't even know. But so grandiose and like there's so much orchestration in there too. It's just really interesting. All right, 22. Sudan Archives, The BPM. This is an album that has so much going on, so many different sounds. Each song sounds like it's from a different album, but it all coheres and works. Some of it's just, and every song is just really fun. Yeah, at 22, this is The BPM by Sudan Archives. 21, Oklu, Okelu, I don't know how to say it, but Oklu, Choke Enough. 21. This is an album that's just very subtly weird, but it's just always, it goes by so fast every time I listen to it, but I enjoy every song. Every song, like, at a different time has been my favorite on there. Yeah, 21, Oklu, Choke Enough. Okay, y'all, we've reached our top 20. And at 20, I have FKA Twigs, Eusexua. Speaking of kind of a early 2000s Madonna influence, this is like straight up music, Madonna music. What's this? Perfect Stranger, Girl Feels Good. Yeah, but it's so good. And I like some of the slower songs too. I just really like FKA Twigs. Maybe this isn't my favorite album by her, but it's still so good. At 19, we have Horse Girl, Phonetics, On and On. It's like super twee, like indie 90s, I would say, sound, which I think is something you don't hear very much right now. Number 18, Tony Molina, On This Day. Tony Molina is a really interesting artist. All the songs are like a minute and a half or less, pretty much. This is 21 songs, and the whole thing is like 20 minutes, if less. And it reminds me kind of Elliott Smith. What else? Just really quick little melodies. Each one's catchy. Some of it's real sad, some of it's real sweet. Yeah, it's one of my favorites by him. Tony Molina, On This Day, coming in at 18. 17, y'all. Model Actress, Pirouette. This is one that kind of grew on me because it was so different than their debut album. It's just so much more subdued, I guess, than their first album. But yet the lyrics are just so stinking good. And it's messy. It kind of reminds me of that K Tempest album. It's just like, it's kind of just very, very personal and messy. But yet, because of that, I really connected to it. Yeah, and it's still very unique. Yeah, coming in at 17, Model Actress, Pirouette. All right, 16, Anastasia, Tether. This is just a beautiful folk pop almost album, I'd say. I mean, there's just nothing coming out like this right now. It reminds me kind of like Tracy Chapman, but not even like her self-titled, but like Tracy Chapman's like adult contemporary. It's very like adult contemporary, but it's so beautiful. Yeah, coming at 16, Anastasia, Tether. 15, Marie Davidson, City of Clowns. This might be the best produced album on this list, but I mean, apparently that's one of the things I really look for because I had said that about a lot of these albums. But this album is just, it sounds so good to the ear. It's just electric clash, and it's not trying to be anything serious. It's just super fun. There's a song called Sexy Clown, followed by Push Me Fuckhead. Yeah, and it's just really fun and menacing, but in a cute way. 14. Just some of the best lyrics of the year, I think. Ryan Davis and the Roadhouse Band, New Threats from the Soul. I like this kind of like indie Americana rock with very extended song lengths, like 9-minute songs, with songs that kind of change throughout, but still have very funny and sad lyrics. All right, 13, Circuit Dayu, Halo on the Inside. This is an album that just kept on creeping up my list. I just kept listening to it over and over. It's very goth rock. At first when I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is good, nothing special, but then I kept listening to it, and I kept wanting to, and it's just kind of groovy goth. Reminds me of like some, what is her name? Chelsea Wolfe. Yeah, and it's just, this lady's voice is just so deep, and it's perfect for this kind of music. 13, Circuit de You. 12th place. Pretty much most people's, every person's number one album of the year. But for me, it's number 12. Still very, very high up. Geese, Getting Killed. I found it very unique. I think it's something you don't hear very much these days. My friend called it Clap Your Hands, Say Yeah. And unfortunately, now I hear that every time I hear the vocals. But the lyrics are still pretty funny and interesting. Yeah, Geese, number 12, Getting Killed. All right, number 11, last one before we get to the top 10. And it is the second Billy Woods album, Billy Woods Gollywog. Yeah, this is my kind of hip hop. I like that scary, creepy hip hop, 3-6 Mafia kind of sounding hip hop, with just crazy beats. His flow is just very easy and even keel, but the whole thing is just kind of sends chills down your spine. Yeah, Billy Woods coming in at 11, Gollywog. And coming in at number 10 is John Glacier, Like a Ribbon. This is just maybe it's just the most beautiful album on the list. I mean, I say that all the time, I guess, but but it's just R&B by a girl. John Glacier is a girl, and I like Ocean Steppin'. It's like it's a hip hop album that you can put on at work in a beautiful spring day. I don't know how to explain it. It just is very soothing. Yeah, but still interesting and still experimental too. I mean, I don't know. It's really, really good. Number 9, Water from Your Eyes, and this is called It's a Beautiful Place. It's very modern sounding, but yet it also reminds me of very kind of like indie, like early 2000s sound. There's like parts of things that remind me of Life Without Buildings, weird parts that remind me of like Apples in Stereo. But yeah, it's just so nice to listen to on the ears, and yeah, it's a great indie rock album. Coming in at number 9. Number 8. This is an album that is not very well reviewed. Sally Shapiro, Ready to Live a Lie. It was my most listened to album of last year, at least according to my work Spotify, because I don't have Spotify myself, but I use it at work. And this is the album that I listen to the most. It's like Pet Shop Boys, with a girl singer that's whispery. It's really like easy, but it's also like really sad. But yet it's also kind of cute. I mean, I don't know. I really like it. Sally Shapiro coming in at 8, Ready to Live a Lie. Number 7, it's Lucretia Dalt, A Danger to Ourselves. This is another album that's just amazingly produced. I didn't like it quite as much as her last album, which was my number 1 album of that year. But this is still in the top 10, and because it still has that same kind of like weird electronic sound, that there's like little things coming from each direction, and her voice is just so sexy. She sings a lot more in English in this album, but it's bilingual, I would say. And yeah, it's just still really, it's creepy, it's sexy, and you just want to keep listening to it. Number 6 is Sumac with More Mother, or just Sumac and More Mother, the film. I am a huge More Mother fan. I saw her here during South by Southwest one time at the First Presbyterian Church, and this album is just like that performance where she's just screaming, she's preaching to you about the damnation that humanity has caused. And here it's paired with Sumac, which is just like this just sludgy, like scary metal band, like experimental metal band. And it works so well with More Mother's like preacher's yell is what I'm gonna call her voice. And her lyrics are just amazing as always. Yeah, number 6, Sumac and More Mother, the film. All right, we've reached our top 5. Okay, Number 5. Kali Uchis, Sincerely. I guess I did have another pop album on this list. But to me, it wasn't like a huge success, even though there's some songs that really should have been huge hits. But I think it's her first all English language album. Yeah, and to me, Kali Uchis just gets better and better each album. Her sound is so good. I always thought she kind of had a little bit of an Amy Winehouse like vintage sound, but she really goes for it on this. It's very kind of like 50s, 60s girl group, but still new sounding. Yeah, I love the song Silk Lingerie. Oh, there's just like a vocal run in that just goes, it just so, it gets you. It's like happy lyrics, but the way she sings it, it's just so sad. Yeah, but this is like sexy, it's sweet, it's nostalgic. It's Kali Uchis coming in number 5. Amazing. Number 4 is CMAT, Euro Country. Another album that is just crazily well produced. You listen to it, it is like listening to the best pop music you can hear on the radio. And her lyrics, some of them are so insanely dumb that it's like reached the point of like satire, that is just like, it's genius, really. Some of the lyrics are just incredibly genius. And it's very funny. It's very sad. I love so many. I think my favorite song is called Ready, and it's just about how you pretty much procrastinated doing things in life, but you're ready for fun now, but oh, it's a little too late. But yeah, I just love this album. It's her 3rd album, I think. I liked the first album, second album okay. This one is just, it blew me out of the water. Yeah, CMAT coming in number 4, Euro Country. Top 3. All right. This is probably my most polarizing pick. Number 3, Sarah Mary Chadwick, Take Me Out to the Bar. What Am I, Gatsby? Yeah, this, I compared it to Diamanda Gallus, even though it's nothing like that. But it's so singular in its vision. It's like she's drunk and she's on the piano and she's just like talking about how she's drunk and she's talking about how she's just all alone. But yeah, it has made me cry so much. And yet it's kind of happy, even though there's some of her vocals are just the way she sings them and expresses them. They got you. Like she's talking about being proud of where she's from, and yet it's pretty awful. Like, but yeah, this album that has made me cry the most. I'll be at the gym sometimes listening to this, which is a ridiculous album to listen to at the gym because it's just piano and this lady drunkenly singing at you. But yeah, I'll start crying like, oh God, get it together, get it together. But yeah, coming in number 3, Sarah Mary Chadwick, Take Me Out to the Bar. What Am I, Gatsby? At number 2 is Lonnie Holly, Tonky. This is his probably like most hopeful album. And it kind of brings all his other albums, it references them, but yet makes it hopeful instead of, like, he's gone pretty dark before. It's also just a very interesting producer. It kind of reminds me of like Coldplay in the background sometimes. But his voice, he's like an 80-year-old guy and he's got this rasp, and he's just singing about the Black experience too, and just how things will change, but it's kind of shitty that it hasn't changed. But yeah, it's just really amazing, and I love it. I love all his albums. Yeah, but this is my number 2, Lonnie Holly Tonky. Okay, number 1 is Deaf Heaven, Lonely People with Power. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever had a metal album as my number 1 album before. The first couple songs are good. I mean, it's the same kind of Deaf Heaven metal and shoegazy sound, but then it gets really interesting, and it kind of starts sounding like a post-grunge, like Incubus kind of Perfect Circle, like this 2000s Deftones with metal vocals, and there's just like melodies upon melodies. It's just like cacophonous, melodic cacophony, but with a metal sound, and it's scary, and it's sad, Reminds me of like Soundtracks of the Blind. Sometimes it's like creepy. And it's a metal album that is just like so catchy. But I don't know. It just sends, it's on, you go on a journey every time you listen to this. And yeah, it's my number one album. I think it's by far my favorite album of theirs. I like Sunbather a lot, but this just is a whole nother level of interesting. I've never heard anything like it. Yeah, number one, Deaf Heaven, Lonely People with Power. And I want to shout out a tape. It's my friend's band, Gummy Fang. I put a song of theirs on my second video, I think it is. Yeah, it's their self-titled tape. He's from Austin. They're from Austin. It's amazing, just like jangle, twee pop. It's great. Check them out. Gummy Fang. And that was that, y'all. It's 2026 now. Yeah, that was my top 100 albums of 2025. Let me know what some of your favorite albums are. Or do I have any takes that you think are just atrocious? Did you hate some of these albums? Did you love some I didn't mention? Did you think the Ethel Cain album was your number one album of the year? I mean, people are stands for certain things that I just, sometimes it doesn't quite work for me. What else do I want to say? I mean, please like and subscribe. I would love that. I'm going to continue with my CD collection videos. We're at, I think, 600. There's a lot more to go from there. Yeah, that's my top 100 albums of 2025. Bye!